it's Michelle, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 5 exam tips. And disclaimer, it may not work for you, but in my first year I remember feeling super stressed, and because these exams are really intense. You're placed in a huge room with everybody, and it's already stressful enough. So hopefully this video will be able to give you some reference of some of the things that I did that helped me in my exams. Number 1 tip is don't panic when you first get the exam. Carefully look over the exam first and then buffer the time accordingly. Do what you know first and focus on the parts you don't know. It might help to rip out the formula sheet at the back if you can. For exams with multiple choice, if you are not sure which one to pick, I usually cross out the ones that I know for sure are wrong and then just guess the right answer. Sometimes you might even guess it right. I know that sometimes in lectures, I usually sit near the front or the back, but in exams, middle is a really great place to be. If you're able to pick, it's because when the professor is going over concepts or to clarify a certain question, if you're in the back, you have a great chance of missing that key component just because people around you are either talking or moving around. It's going to be really hard for you to really understand what they're clarifying about. If you're in the middle and you have some questions about that, you're able to raise your hand and someone will be able to spot you immediately. I feel like that's been really important. And in the middle, you have no harm. You're not in the very front and you're not at the very back. So I always bring a watch with me. It helps me keep track and buffer which portion to do in like 10 minutes and which portion to do for the rest of the time. And it's really helpful to have a watch because I know the professor probably props up like a huge timer on the screen, but for me, I don't really want to keep lifting up my head, so I have my watch on always, and for me it's just more convenient and it helps me a lot to buffer my exam. Alright, my last tip is going to be on if you're feeling ill or if you had an emergency, can I defer the exam or can I take it at a later date? Yes, you can. So for midterms, it's more flexible. I believe that you could just talk to your professor. Obviously, it has to be either like emergency or if you were feeling super ill, talk to your professor. If it's a final exam, they usually defer it and they'll let you take it, I think, at a later date, but it's through the student service. So that one is a little different, but the story is when in first year taking this final exam, and the morning of, I had a huge nosebleed and I was feeling awful. But I didn't know you can defer these exams, so I still went and took it. And about an hour into the exam, I had the biggest nosebleed. It was just so embarrassing and awful. And I didn't do so well on that exam. So my advice is if you're feeling ill, if you had an emergency, anything like that, don't take the exam, just defer it and you'll do much better. Alright, and that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it'll help you in your first year for exam taking. If you guys are interested, we have Instagram, and if you have any questions, always comment down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.